So I did this movie where they photoshopped or airbrushed a completely different body on us. People need these words. And so just to be able to continue to create content and awareness around the pandemic of loneliness, how we need each other, I really work hard to not be in kind of like victim mentality, because it's very easy in my definite default, but I have to intentionally choose to not be in that headspace, because that's not going to get me anywhere.
Right. But I'm also getting to the place at 51 where I'm like, what is the happy ending?
Right.
If I'm not able to tap into now, if I'm going to wait until all 3 of my kids have landed, I'm going to be fucking old. I'm really interested in the giving keys, and I would love people to learn more about that, but maybe just like who you are first.
I am Caitlin Crosby and the founder of the Giving Keys. So born and raised in Los Angeles. There's not that many of us, but whenever I meet a local, we're like, we understand each other. Because it is pretty rare. And we're so used to people moving here from all over the world to try and become something or be something. But the people that were just born and raised here, we couldn't help it. And so we were just around so many people that were had a certain niche, but so we've kind of seen it all. And so I think because I saw so much behind the scenes, and my parents were in the entertainment industry, you know, I was really passionate about the deeper things and what really mattered, I would say. And I saw that so much wasn't fulfilling people that had all the money and the fame and the things and the cars and the bags and the blah, blah, blah. And so I was really passionate about, whenever I would meet someone experiencing homelessness, you know, how did you get here? What can we do to change the situation? And so little by little, this is all pre-pandemic, I started the Giving Keys, and we ended up employing over 150 people that were trying to transition out of homelessness to engrave inspirational words on our keys, like hope. This says strength. We have little mini ones and different crosses and all the things. I love your pearl cross. Does that one say maybe grace? Maybe grace or worthy? I don't know.
I literally didn't even know this tiny key said anything because I can barely see. So you're going to have to tell me.
Okay.
I got it for the cross. My daughter and I wear it.
It looks so pretty. I love it. So the whole premise is you get a word you need, you embrace your word, but then you have to pass it on, pay it forward to someone you feel needs the message more than you, and then you tell that person to pass it on, pay it forward to someone who needs it more than them. And then people go back to the website and write the story of why they gave it away. So now there's thousands of stories of the keys being passed all over the world. Like, so-and-so was about to commit suicide. I gave them my key. So-and-so has cancer. I gave them my key. So-and-so's going through a divorce. I gave them my key. So, all the pay it forward stories is why I've been continuing to do this for 17 years, because they're literally life-changing.
I love that. I'm super excited about it. So let's go back a little, because I'm interested in kind of how you got started. So your parents were in the industry, right? And you were in acting, singing. So you kind of went down that road. Yeah. It's just sort of what you grew up in. What did the early stuff look like? What was your first acting gig? Or the most exciting?
You know, back in the day, I was all about Seventh Heaven. You know, I grew up in the church, so I was like, Seventh Heaven was like everything. And so I remember when I booked, like the mean girl on the show, I cried and squealed and was so excited. So yeah, that was a fun little highlight in high school. All those kind of shows that just we grew up watching, like that 70s show and Malcolm in the Middle. And
what was the goal? Was your goal to be a big actress? Was that...
I think because I was raised around it, it kind of was. But I never really liked acting. So I think I really liked what came with a lot of the actors I would see, you know, had these platforms to, speak about different charities or different nonprofit initiatives and things, injustices in the world. And I loved seeing that. So I hated reading scripts and auditioning and even just acting. I just was not that into it. I just liked kind of, I loved being on set. I loved the industry. I loved aspects, but I really don't like being in front of the camera. Even with music, I don't like singing in front of people. I don't like getting on stage. I really liked, and I do really enjoy writing the songs in private and recording them in private. But when it gets to like performing, I don't like that.
So your drive has always been much bigger than that, and I feel like much more grounded in purpose, obviously.
Yeah.
So let's get to the Giving Keys now. So tell me the story of how, who's the first key?
Yeah.
Like, how did that start?
Yeah. So I did this movie where they photoshopped or airbrushed a completely different body on us. And so started this website with the actress Brie Larson called Love Your Flaws, and went around and took thousands of pictures of people holding up of signs that say things like, my acne is sexy, my chemo fried hair is beautiful, my scar saved my life, cankles are the new black. And so everything at my merchandise tables for Giving Keys, Good. So everything at my merchandise tables for music all said Love Your Flaws on it. So bags, keychains, all the things, they all said Love Your Flaws, Love Your Flaws. And it was just like something I drew with a girl with, acne.
And you were doing that like almost in protest of them photoshopping you.
Yeah. And growing up in LA and just seeing so much behind the scenes and all the kind of pressures in that world, it was kind of,
And at that point you were singing. You were.
Yeah. So I was on tour. I had my first album was called Flaws in 2008. So it kind of went with that album was all the merch. So then when I was in New York, the hotel room key, I thought it was cool. So I put it around my necklace and I just added it to my chain. And when I was at a locksmith one day, I said, do you have, can you engrave, because the person in front of me got numbers engraved for their apartment. I said, while you're at it, can you engrave Love Your Flaws on this key to go with everything else that I was selling at the merch table? So he did. And I just started making a bunch of them and selling them on tour. And then they started selling out more than my CDs. So I was like, okay, well, thanks for coming to my show and buying all these key necklaces instead of my CDs. But I knew people were really resonating with the words and with the pay it forward model. So, so little by little, girls and women and moms would come to the shows and they're like, okay, what word do I need? What word do I need? I was like, well, what are you going through? And I love that part about tour. I didn't like the performing part, but I liked talking to the women.
It seems like it fell in line, right?
Yeah.
Like acting and music wasn't really your thing.
Yeah.
But you were just so much more deeply connected to this idea, the concept.
Yeah, the human connection. And that's what I still love about the Giving Keys. We create human connection through words, which is kind of what I did in a sense growing up with acting and music as well.
Sure.
And I'm still now actually getting back into music. I've been for the last couple years working on kind of like a country-ish duo, folky, with my friend Dom. And he does a lot of syncs, and so that's been really, really refreshing to get back into that creative world again, because I don't like the performing part, but just to be in the studio again and writing and
like
using
the creativity.
Yeah, that's been really, really.
Not to mention, as we age, I think just our expression changes so much, and I'm sure your focus and what you bring to that is wildly different, I'm sure.
Yes.
Than a younger person.
Yeah, and it's so therapeutic, just sometimes I didn't do music for about a decade because I was like, what am I going to write about? Like a cocoa melon and getting lunch and snacks ready for my kids. Like it just felt like I was not in that vibe of season. But now, I just something, when my friend Dom asked to do this, to join this kind of band with him, I was like, what? No, that is so my old life. But then I went into the studio with him and I was like, wait a minute, this is reminding me of me, and I haven't felt this much joy in years. And yeah, I'm really excited to put it out. We have 8 or 9 songs so far. So
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I look forward to hearing that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about the story of, because I know you took in a homeless couple or took them to lunch.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
happened with that. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah.
I feel like that's super cool.
Yeah, so I was doing the Giving Keys for a while, just as with the pay it forward concept. And I knew that there was some sort of missing link. I knew I wanted the money to go to some sort of charity, but I didn't know what. I waited for about a year or so. And one day I was leaving church on Hollywood Boulevard, and they were showing a documentary, like an Invisible Children documentary.
Okay.
And I left kind of crying, like, what else can I do to help people? What else can I do? And right then I saw this couple. They lived in a dumpster in a cardboard box, and they were holding up a sign that said ugly, broke, and hungry. And I went up to them and I said, why does your sign say this? And I canceled my plans that night, took them to dinner, fell in love with them. And, 2 hours into it, I wasn't thinking about the Giving Keys at all. It was just about them, and it was just about sharing a meal. And I said to the girl, I like your necklace. And she said, oh, thanks. I like making jewelry. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think you're the missing link to the Giving Keys. Do you guys want to be my business partners?
Stop it.
Yeah. And so they're like, who is this crazy lady? But okay. So next day I went to the locksmith, bought the engraving equipment, started paying them to engrave the keys with the words instead of the locksmith. And little by little, they saved up enough money to move out of the dumpster into a motel. Then they got their own apartment. And then fast forward, they couldn't keep up with the orders, and just hustled, got them into all the stores and all the things. And, we built an incredible team. And then we got to partner with, then we were able to partner with a lot of transitional homes and nonprofits around the issue of homelessness, and came up with kind of screening processes. And then we ended up employing over 150 people trying to transition out of homelessness, all pre-pandemic. And so now...
Where are they now?
Yeah, Rob and Sarah, oh, I love them. So we're still in touch. They're back together. They broke up for a while. I was very sad about that. But now, yeah, they're back together. And we talk all the time about, every now and then we'll talk about sobriety or... the different twists and turns of life, because Sarah was a single mom when I met her, and now I'm a single mom. So just kind of, that's been interesting to have, to relate in a different way, in a new way. And so that's been kind of a beautiful full circle moment. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. What is that like, being a mom and doing all the things, like hustling, working?
Yeah, I mean, I really work hard to not be in kind of like victim mentality, because it's very easy in my definite default. Like, I just want to go there, and I just, because it's, all the things, it's not what I always thought and how I pictured my life, and it's not what I want, and it's not da-da-da-da-da, and it's not fair for the kids, and it's so hard, blah, 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 blah. Like, super easy to go there. Definitely my default. But I have to intentionally choose to not be in that headspace, because that's not going to get me anywhere.
Right.
And so I have to intentionally choose to use everything that happened for a purpose, that I have to use it as fuel for the greater good, that I will teach my kids A, B, and C from it. Maybe something that I wouldn't have done before. For instance, probably wouldn't have done music again. I probably wouldn't have done coaching. I'm doing a lot of entrepreneur coaching, because when I was married and I was exhausted, and I just wanted to be a mom. Like, I wanted to kind of cool down Giving Keys, cool down everything, because I was really burnt out. So I really wanted to kind of just focus on being a mom. That is what I really wanted. And then when I couldn't do that, I had to kind of roll up my sleeves and work harder than I ever have in my life, because now it's, all on me. I, had to and have to do all these jobs to provide for them. So that's kind of incredible and amazing, because I wouldn't have had to do them before. Like right now,
Right.
I certified in becoming a trauma counselor because I'm really passionate about that. And I know I'll be able to help people in that way. I probably wouldn't have done that before if, I was just like hanging out at the park. Again, that's what I would like to do, but that's not, reality. So it's like, okay, God, higher power, God, I want to be here and do what, my purposes are, and reach my highest potential, and use all the gifts inside of me and not let them go to waste. And so oftentimes I think, if I did get what I wanted,
Would
maybe
you be
my
so
gifts,
driven to do all the
yeah, I
things?
think a lot of my
Sure.
gifts would have gone to waste. And it's like I'm made for more of that. So it's like you have to like kind of like the diamond,
Yeah.
it has to it has to be
Well,
kind
also,
of worked out of you.
yeah, and also, do you really have enough depth and compassion and empathy if your life just goes easily and goes the way you want it to go? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I feel like some of that hustle and struggle,
Yeah.
like when I meet a single mom,
Yeah.
I have a different level of empathy than I think I would have had I not had the experiences that I've had.
Totally.
And it's like a drive to help and give and keep helping and keep giving,
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I feel like a lot of that comes from the struggle.
100%. 100%. I have a friend who, she grew up very wealthy and all the things, and very privileged, and she's kind of in the coaching world, and for the first time she had some financial struggles. And she's like, wow, I can so relate to people and my clients and
Right.
my friends so much better now, where before I think she kind of had no idea what most people go through. So it
Right.
is, it is a blessing to be able to have that compassion and empathy based on your own experience. Not just like, that would be hard to experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only give what you have, right? So, like, if you're trying to help people, which obviously is in you, I think, I mean, maybe that's the story I have to tell myself to not go into victim mentality, right?
Right.
Is that like this is all for a greater good and a purpose, and so I really believe that. What do you do to stay in that space? Are there any like things you do on a daily basis, things you read, people you look up to? Like, how do you stay in that?
I was just going to ask you the same thing. Can I ask you the same thing after? 'Cause
You
I'm like,
can.
What do you do? Or did you ever feel like, did you have that victim mentality? And what do you do? And how did you get out of it? Honestly, it's like a daily battle. I even had a dream last night that one of my good friends, Alicia, we were somewhere, I don't know why, we were in a stadium with a stand or something. And in my dream, she said, oh, well, that girl, I don't even know who we were talking about. Let's call her Becky. I don't even know who this person was. But she's like, oh, yeah, Becky. Yeah, because she's always in victim mentality. And then I thought to myself, I bet Alicia thinks that I'm also in victim mentality. Like, it was even showing up in my dreams last night that I would think one of my best friends thinks that I am that way still.
Yes.
Because I really am stuck there. So I don't have a quick fix. It's just that, I mean, obviously people say like first step is acknowledging and knowing that you have that thing you want to work on. And there's kind of like catching yourself, which is like, I mean, I honestly don't have a magic equation, but I think it's, oh, yep, here we go again. I'm feeling the victim mentality. Okay, is this helpful to me? No. Is this serving me in any way? No. Okay, I can have compassion for myself. Yes, but you can't stay there. You have to do something about it. What do you want to teach your kids here? What goals can come from this? How can we make, lemonade out of lemons? Even now, I'm like doing it in a mocking way because I so hate it.
Yeah.
I hate fighting it.
Well,
But
it's an
you have
effort.
to. There's like
Yeah.
literally, what, it was going to be stuck there and just be kind of like, woe is me all the time?
I think you also get to a point, at least for me, Well, with the different things that I've had, like when
Yeah.
my first husband passed away,
Yeah.
I was definitely in that place. And one day I was just like, I don't want this to be my story forever. Like
Yeah.
the woman whose husband passed away and she's in a meeting crying about it. Like a year into it, I was like, somebody stabbed me in the face. Like I don't want to wear this anymore.
Yeah.
So I've had levels of that where I almost grow out of it. It's like a shirt that's like too tight for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then as I've gotten older, I'm 51, I think I've gotten to the place where I really deeply believe that all of it moved me to my like highest place, you know, that like ultimately I'm already safe at home in bed and like my life is as it should be, you know? And sometimes if I'm really on one, I feel like I got lucky, you know, like I feel like I got picked.
Wow.
And because as you see your life come full circle and start to make sense, you know, I got sober young. My son is now struggling with addiction, and I'm able to like really understand where he is, you know, and I'm grateful now. Like, thank God I went through all that shit. I help teenagers. That's kind of what I do. I help teenage girls that are like in crisis. And if I didn't have the experiences, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
When I had a girl on my podcast recently. She's a single mom. And she talked about like wanting to end her life. And when I'm able to sit with her eye to eye and know deeply how she feels, I almost feel like I was picked, you know, and that shapes the experience.
Wow.
Like I'm willing to go up against hardship if I can be of service.
Yeah, that's
because
beautiful.
Ultimately, what else is there? Like we're just going to get a bunch of shit? Like for what?
Right.
Like if you can be of service in the world, I think the days that I feel like a victim, I choose to see myself as a winner. Like I got picked for this thing, this life. Like I get to wake up every day and help people. So I don't know. I think that will bring you out of victim mentality quick.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. And do you feel like you only feel that now that you kind of have like a happy ending, or were you still thinking that before you found your
I was
remarried?
talking to my girlfriend this morning actually that like if I'm not careful, I can look out the wrong lens and that this is not a happy ending. I mean, my son is in a sober living. He's 18 years old, right? That's like scary, right? So if I look out the wrong lens, I could feel really scared. But if I'm in that place of feeling that my life is in perfect order, right? That things are, his life is too, right? If there's an order to things, then he's fine too. So I think it is all like such a perspective, and definitely it's not like the happy ending, right? But I'm also getting to the place at 51 where I'm like, what is the happy ending? If I'm not able to tap into now, if I'm going to wait until all 3 of my kids have landed, I'm going to be fucking old. Do you know what I mean? Because, I mean, my husband left me and I got divorced. I mean, did my parents have to wait until me as their child landed? I mean, it's like, I don't know. I think it's about now. I think it's about really like sitting down into that and being present.
And so it's so interesting. So when I think about your happy ending, I think of you were a single mom, and then that was hard for a few years. And then you met someone that then you later married. So in my mind, that's your quote unquote happy ending, because then you're not a single mom anymore. Because that's the season I'm in. Like I'm like wanting to know what that next happy ending is going to be. Like, what is the redemption, you know? And I've had little glimpses of that for sure. And I'm hopeful for that for sure. But then I'm talking to myself, therapizing myself that you had that one happy ending, but then it's not like life is, life keeps butterflies lifing. After then. And then it's like, then you have another challenge, and then it's your son, and then
and a million in between,
a million other things, and
then it's
like,
between.
So what are you gonna just constantly it's like you have to constantly choose to see it's another wave. It's another wave. And how are you going to get through this wave and appreciate and be grateful for the small victories and the redemption stories and the happy ending points while navigating all the waves.
And
so
I think ultimately everybody is doing that, right? Like life is lifing. If you really slow down and look around, you know, someone else might have a husband, which is the season you're in. So you're looking at that like that's some kind of landing pad, you know, but that person might look at your life and think, oh my gosh, she's like in this giving keys space and she's giving to people and she's being of service and she has kids. Maybe someone else can't have children.
Exactly.
It's like, so I think everyone's in that space. So I think the ultimate answer is just being able to be grateful for the things that you have. My dad has always told me, never define yourself by what you don't have. And I mean, that's a mic dropper.
Yeah. That's good.
It's good. He's good. That Mike Whitehurst, he's good.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
So tell me a little bit about the foundation.
Yeah.
I'm interested and I'd love to be involved in any way possible. So tell me
you.
about that and how other people can get involved.
Yeah. So, you know, running the Giving Keys now for 17 years has been a for-profit, and you know, and when we've given back in so many ways to the point where we had an old CFO who basically left because she was like, Caitlin, you're giving too much. I can't do this anymore, because it was frustrating to her as the finance person. She's like, you're just giving these things away all the time and it doesn't make any sense, because I haven't taken a salary since before COVID. So, you know, it's just, we give back a lot. So,
and you have a big platform. I mean, like, there's celebrities everywhere wearing the Giving Keys. Justin Bieber. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So she probably saw that as a financial person, thinking like, can we please
capitalize on this?
On this?
So I think that the foundation, so the goal and what we're doing is it's up and running, and it's a 501c3, and we now will be able to take donations, and there's a couple goals. One of them is to continue for that to fund giving away keys, because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people can't afford them. We want to go out into the street and do a lot of street activations. And again, I've already been doing this, but then it's just costing us money that we don't have because we're paying people to make them. And
so this would be a way to still be able to do the pay it forward.
Yeah, and give them out to people, whether it's in mental health clinics, in sober living places, in you know, hospitals, on Skid Row, people experiencing homelessness. Just people need these words. And so just to be able to continue to create content and awareness around the pandemic of loneliness, how we need each other. And so that's one way. And then the other thing is I really want to get back to our original mission of employing people transitioning out of homelessness. And we can't do that in a sustainable way with just selling $40 necklaces. We'll be partnering up with our favorite nonprofits to be able to pay them and pay the nonprofits to kind of house us doing that in their facilities, and then continue to do more collaborations, like whether it's, we don't have this plan, but we did something like in the past with the Dream Center, where it's, okay, every dream word, $5 of every dream key will go to the Dream Center. Or if it's Domestic Violence Month, it's like, okay, the purple keys, $5 of each purple key will go to this shelter and stuff like that. So I mean, mental health obviously is so huge. Suicide rates are through the roof, all the things. And so we have semicolon keys, we have sobriety dates, we have serenity prayers. Like, there's just so much goodness that if people were to donate to the foundation, we can continue to give these away for free. Okay. And we even gave them away for, they bought some and we gave some away for the Kind campaign, anti-bullying nonprofit. And so they go around and gift teenage girls Kind keys. And they have so many incredible stories of how it's helped so many people. So, so it's keeping the mission alive with our employment model, and to continue to help people with mental health in all the areas. So that is what we're going to do with the foundation, which I'm excited about. I haven't even, it's up and running. We had our first board meeting last week, but we have $0 raised because I haven't put it out there anywhere yet.
Right.
So anyone that is listening to this that knows this world, and I've never gone to donors before. I've never asked. We've never had to ask for money before for giving keys. We've never had investors. We've never had anything. It's just been running off sales this whole time. So this is the first time where I'm kind of
So it's a very different model.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems appropriate, though, for what it is to be nonprofit.
Yeah. People thought for years have been telling me to do this, so now we're finally doing it.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? Is this going to be your big focus?
Yeah, so focusing on the Giving Keys Foundation, continuing to do speaking, continuing to do consulting for female entrepreneurs. I mean, it doesn't have to be just females. I've done a couple men too, but it's for people that have companies that have some sort of give back component, some sort of social good or something to make the world a better place. So I'm continuing to do that. And then I also just, like I mentioned earlier, just am getting my certification to become a trauma counselor. And not that I want to become a full-time trauma counselor. I'm still going to be doing Giving Keys full-time and still doing business consulting. But all the kind of tools that I'm learning in that, I think will help. I know are helping me to become better at the Giving Keys and better at consulting with my business branded entrepreneurs, because there's so much that is blocking us in reaching our potential, whether it's in business or marketing or just showing up as our best selves because of the trauma and limiting beliefs and negative things we believe about ourselves, holding us back from doing the thing, starting the business, being able to think clearly. I still struggle with it. So, so I'm really excited to kind of implement all of that.
Your album.
Oh yeah, and that's called.
You're just sitting around doing
Whiskey-wise.
nothing.
Yeah,
Caitlin.
yeah. I don't even. Yeah. Oh, and I'm working on a third book. I have 2 books out from a couple years ago, but I'm working on a third one very slowly. But I am working on that. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you, not just for coming here, but also for leading with your passion. It's so obvious that you're in the right lane and giving back is your thing, and it's so inspiring. And I'm hoping with this podcast to encourage people to give back their authenticity and to show people who we really are and what we're really doing, and help lift people up. So I think what you're doing is amazing, and I'm so grateful that you came.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So if people want to find you, if they want to find the Giving Keys, the foundation, how would they do that?
Yeah. So it's my name at Caitlin Crosby, and then at the Giving Keys, and we're all there. Just come say hi.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.